Um, Trev, let's wind down. There were some awards. I really want to talk some of the non-tender DFAs with you. You mentioned your guy Belly in there, and you know what? If Belly's shoulder's getting better, maybe he just needs a little bit of that win reality. Trev, have you strapped in yet?
Can someone send me a win reality thing and the bad attachment? I've been asking them to send me one. What's going on
We're
here?
trying to bait you out with it, bro. You got to come out. We got it in the lab. We had some really good vids that we did with this. I faced an 8-year-old. I think
I saw that. You got a knock. Got a boy.
got a couple hits.
Trev, not a joke. The 8-year-olds in that game, really hard.
Trev, they gave me the 8-year-old because they respected my hitting ability. The 8-year-old was the toughest.
It's the hardest. You can mash on the high schoolers pretty easy. The 8-year-olds,
what's a big leaguer look like? Is it impossible?
Big leaguers, they're
for you,
in
obviously,
90s.
yeah. But
Not for me. I mean, for BBD and some of the office folk, it was difficult. Win reality, they have a pitcher library, 600 plus pitchers from 8 under to pro. Release, spin, and speed that gives hitters a chance to study every pitch, then hit it in the real game. Trev's been looking for a way for the hitters to catch up. This is one of them. I've been looking away for my Northeast boys to keep up with Florida and Cali and Texas. We're getting our reps in with Win Reality. And you know who uses it? How about Paul Goldschmidt, who just added a little MVP to the mantle? Sign up at winreality.com/talkin and receive a free bat attachment with your Win Pro plan. There's a link in the description. And go check it out, man. There's a lot of me that taps into little kid 11-year-old Jake. I mean, Christmas is coming up. If this was a Christmas gift, I would have turned into like a baseball robot. And
I mean, you and Jose Altuve could have been just short kings of baseball.
We'd be talking about me signing with the Seattle Mariners for 5 years, Hundy. But instead,
we'd be talking about you and Pete Rose in the same breath. You'd be betting on all your own games.
They'd be like, well, the last of John Daly and Pete Rose, Jake Storielli. I don't like that for me. Trevor, we got some. Let's do the non-tender DFAs, and we'll do the big names on it. We mentioned your guy Belly, and it's a little tough. I mean, you kind of saw it coming. He was due for real money this year. He had another year where the OPS was below league average. He can still pick it. I mean, the question just becomes: is that shoulder getting healthier? Is there something batting stance wise that can change, or an adjustment, or change of scenery? But every team is going to be talking about, well, if we can get Belly for a year and he figures it out, boom. I think the other guy that's very clearly on that list is Dom Smith. Smith and his times with the Mets, he had back-to-back years there where it looked like, some people are calling him a top 5 young hitter in baseball. TFA, as I say, things fall apart. And then there's a lot of other guys that, you could talk yourself into a Luke Voigt, a Jamer Candelario, Raimel Tapia. He's always electric when he's out there. With Alex Reyes in the bullpen, we remember what he did. So for some of these guys, what jumps out to you? Or, I know Belly's kind of the one that everyone's going to be talking about.
I would say there's probably like 5, 6, 7 of these dudes. They're going to command major league deals. I think Luke Voigt's going to get a major league deal. I think Dom Smith will get a major league deal. I think Cody Bellinger will definitely get a major league deal. You're right about Belly. Teams are going to be like, your shoulder needs to be healthy. We'll try to do the best rehab we can for you. Have a normal offseason, come in. We'll look at some biomechanics stuff with your swing. And if we can get any offense out of you, it's going to be great. Set you up for free agency next year, because apparently, like you said earlier, he wants a 1-year deal and that's it. I'm curious to see if teams are going to be willing to do that without attaching some sort of incentive-based options or whatever it may be. But there's some good players here. I talked about some of them yesterday on Baseball Today with C. Rosie. I mentioned Edwin Rios as kind of like a guy that I've seen out here in LA, kind of have some big power and never really get a real run with the Dodgers. And if he went somewhere, I could see him having an impact somewhere. I don't know if he's going to get a major league deal. There's a possibility that he does. But dude, I don't want people to look at this list. I think that the main point that I want to point here is I don't want people to look at the non-tender list and be like, these guys stink and they're out of baseball. That's not the case. Like, a lot of these guys just were numbers crunch, a 40-man decision. They're about to make some money, so the team gets rid of them type stuff. So like, this is still a bunch of major league ball players that are going to contribute to the teams. And, this is where some GMs get creative and they, look and find the diamonds in the rough and do all that kind of good stuff. I'm curious to see where some of these guys go. If Dom Smith is going to go somewhere and get 400 plate appearances next year, it'd be great. I'd love to see what would happen.
Yeah, it's I think it's the timing of baseball that doesn't get talked about enough, Trev. If these guys were free agents in 2020, Luke Voit was your AL home run champ with 22 at 29 years old. If he had hit free agency then, what contract would we have been talking about for him? We would have been talking about like a 5 for 100 or something like that. And by the way, he's been solid. He was above league average last year, and he faded off with the Nationals. Like, let's get this guy to Milwaukee or somewhere already where he can be the DH and hit you 28 homers. Like you said, Trev, one of those kind of 4 or 5 guys we just mentioned is going to have a nice year this year. And then next year, we're going to be saying, like, hey, they got a 3 for 30. Like, good for them. They got their opportunity. They took advantage of it. They got the bag. Dom Smith, I was looking for the right way to phrase this with Beebs, but like these are kind of like the all Reddit forum guys. Like, I'm not a big Reddit dude, but if I was talking about my team on Reddit, I would have plans to bring in Dom Smith and Cody Bellinger and like, let's tap into them. Cause I mentioned 2020 for Voit. Dom Smith was one of the best hitters that year. He got MVP votes, a 993 OPS. And we've seen this dude move all over the field. We haven't seen him feel like he has a true home that you wonder what it is. And you hope it's the right team in the right situation because he's 27, man. If Dom Smith gets a 1 for 8 somewhere, 1 for 6, who knows? But he puts together a nice 820 OPS season. We're going to be talking about him as the guy next year getting a 3-4 year deal. So, yeah, I mean, these are guys that should be easy to root for. And if you're delving into your team's offseason plan, I wouldn't be shocked if you have one of these guys circled because there's big-time value that could be had from them.
I mean, obviously the number one on this list is Tyler Heineman, my buddy, former workout partner of mine. Catcher.
Hot.
He's all right.
Good body on him.
Yeah, he's strong.
Catcher body. Let's see. Any other names from there that need to be shouted out? What's up? What if you're Belly, what would you do? Are you just looking for a good org? Are you looking for someone that promises you 150 starts? Like, where is your mindset?
Yes. You go to where you're going to get plate appearances. Obviously, you want to be on a good team surrounded by players, but you want to be guaranteed playing time. I kind of went through a similar situation where I got DFA'd by the Twins, and then I had 3 or 4 teams make me offers that offseason, and basically it came down to, in the end, the Red Sox and the A's. And the Red Sox had Panda coming back, and he wasn't like great, but they said they can guarantee me like 300 plate appearances. And then the A's were like, "You're our starting third baseman," and they offered me a little bit more money. So it was almost like a no-brainer at that point for me. I was trying to reestablish myself in the market, blah blah blah. So I went with the guaranteed plate appearances, and I think Billy will probably do the same thing.
It's interesting, man.
I did not reestablish myself into the free agent market. If anybody was wondering, it was a bad year for me.
You were trying to.
You were 70-30 hitter back then. It was I don't know. I was trying to reach out at the time, but I just couldn't get through. No, he's that's going to be the most interesting one of that pool, man. I mean, the guy's got an MVP, a rookie in the year in the bag. His career stats are still so nice. And you hope, I mean, let's let's hope we're talking about his resurgence next year. And it was that shoulder, and now it's feeling better, and he's stronger. Because, man, when that dude's right, he still goes and gets it, man. At center field, like any outfielder position. He used to play a little first base. When Cody Bellinger's right, he was the MVP. You don't just stumble into those, dude. God.
If you're
We'll see,
any
man.
team, he's gonna play a plus outfield and be a lefty who might hit a homer, and that has value by itself. He
What
still
about
hit
the-
19 homers.
What about
last
the
year.
Rays,
that's
Trev? Could that be a sicko Rays move?
It could be. I mean, I said this yesterday too, Ceros. There's going to be a bunch of suitors. This guy could command a multi-year deal if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I think he wants to go have a good year. Maybe there would be some player option type situations in his deal. But there's going to be a bidding war. I mean, it's not going to be a massive bidding war, but there's going to be multiple teams in on this guy, and he's going to have some leverage, and he's going to take advantage of that. But I think ultimately he goes to where he gets guaranteed the most playing time. Like, hey, I'm going to go. I think, honestly, anywhere that offers him a deal, they're going to say you're our starting center fielder.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. It's.
I don't think you can get him on your team unless you offer him that, essentially.
Right, and it ties into center field depth. It ties into the leftiness thing. Like I think Beebs threw out the Cubs earlier. Like that's an interesting one for 1 year. You talk about baseball life of Rizzo going Cubs to Yankees. Like going from the Dodgers for Cobell to whatever organization he's going to. That's going to be a big change of scenery. So yeah, it all factors in. Interested. He's going to be one of the more interesting ones on Twitter and social media when that drops. You want to do awards, Trev? I mean, we got the managers, the Cy Young, and the MVP. Not a lot of surprises for Cy Young or MVP. Alcantara, we've never figured it out. Verlander, we know that one for a while now. Goldie and Judge. I don't know. I don't want to say chalk, but
I think we
By the time
kind of
we got
knew all
here.
these were happening. The two unanimous decisions in the Cy Young were great. Judge almost unanimous. Two Angels writers voted for Ohtani. They were the only right ones in that whole thing. But no, this was an awards season that was kind of already done. I mean, the manager of the year was, you never know what's going to happen with that. It was Tito and Buck, and that's fun. We like that. So I think the only award that kind of came down to it where we didn't know what was going to happen was the NL Rookie of the Year. Money Mike ends up getting it over Strider, which was kind of interesting because I think we had mentioned it that Strider had won the Player's Choice and like a different Writer's Award. He was the Rookie of the Year in both of those. But Money Mike takes this one, and we're happy for him. I mean, there's two good choices there. And AL, obviously. Julio takes it home.
you see that parade for him or whatever that was yesterday?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Dude. Love parades.
More
Nothing better than a
parade.
good parade.
On the Spencer Strider topic, changed his uniform number to 99.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Did.
Yeah.
Was 65, now he's 99.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I'm fine getting away from 65. I mean, maybe we're starting a 99 trend. Maybe it's less Wild Thing, Ricky Vaughn. Maybe it's more Judgy,
well, you got Karen Check and Judge. Those are two kind of different people there.
Yeah. Yeah. Strider kind of splits the gap. Judge's thighs, Karen Check's arm.
Yeah, I think he's more
I
Karen
think
Check than
Strider's
Judge.
silly.
Yeah.
He's a little wild out there.
Yeah. The
Talks a lot of
mustache.
shit. I like that about him. I don't know. Whatever. Hey, Strider, do whatever the fuck you want. Don't listen to some talking head on a YouTube show, bro.
Keep yugging 102.
Even though it's a great show.
It's a great show.
It's a great show.
great
You guys
show.
should watch it.
You got anything else, Big Daddy? It's good to see you. I know you didn't know what you're getting into today.
I didn't. You don't have a look to you. You're a smorgasbord of feelings and emotions for me right now.
Since I've seen you, like Twitter's been going under and stuff. Is there anything else we need to talk about on the world landscape?
The shirt and your hair, what a juxtaposition.
Okay.
You got party here and a real like nerdy choir boy up top.
That's how I get them. That's how I bring them in.
Let's end this show.
Done. Thanks, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. We are back next week. 2 eps? Or 1?
I think we're back to 2.
Sheesh. Off season's here. Judge to the Yankees.
Jake sucks.